Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Conqueror. And what can I say anymore about World of Warships Legends? Like, it is just rinse and repeat every no matter what tier you go to, no matter what ship you're in, like every single game is just a complete and utter blowout. Now, fortunately, this one isn't a blowout, but it should have been. And we'll go over why in just a moment. But as you can see, fortunately for me, every game I get into is at least 3 to 4 destroyers per team. So much fun when half the lobby is undetectable, Wargaming. So much fun. Please, make sure that there's no cap whatsoever on destroyers ever, because I want to have games full of 9 destroyers. It'll be the greatest gameplay you've ever seen in your life, Wargaming. Please, give us more of that. With Spartan, there's only supposed to be 5 to 6 destroyers per team. Just listen to that. Just one time. Just listen before you say something. Anyway. Spartan, you need to take your own advice. You ever heard half the coming out of your mouth? Yes. Constantly. But, I digress. We're about to showcase why these games full of destroyers are an absolute freaking embarrassment and why nobody should ever play them. I think, personally, I'm getting to the point where, like, if I see this many destroyers on a team, I'm just gonna, like, back out the lobby. And I know I've said that in the past, but, like, it's just guaranteed stupidity. Like, there's no fun to be had here. Now, we're in the Conqueror, so fun is gonna be had regardless, right? We're gonna be burning the world down. That's just what we do in the Conqueror. Get a shot out the GK right off the bat. Enemy is contesting the freaking Charlie cap. There's a GK and a Schroeder pushing in. So what does our Velos do? Knowing full well that there is a destroyer in the cap and 2 prolific secondary brawling ships coming his direction. I'm just gonna park broadside and sit here because nothing wrong could ever happen to me. Right, Spartan? I've never once seen a destroyer pulling broadside in the cap and having problems. Oh, look! Shima torpedoes! I wonder if he's gonna eat any of those. Wait for it. Bonk. Shocker! It's almost like Perceptive or Twist and Track exists, and your closest enemy ship, it gives you the direction. What a concept! And when you have 15 torpedoes, it's pretty easy to hit something. Stop being stupid, destroyer players. Lord have mercy. It's not that difficult. We just showed it. We just showed it the other day. What was the video called? Oh, it was the Shimakaze going around just murdering the entire freaking lobby. Yes. Shocker. It's so difficult. Anyway. Our Velos, gunboat destroyer, gets killed by a Shimakaze because he's stupid, parks broadside, gets torpedoed, gets gunned down. So that sets the stage for how our match is going to go, right? Now watch this. As I pull around the corner, the Smallland is already shooting at our other destroyer, right? Smallland is a radar. We know this. So he's likely got him on radar, so we're trying to get to a point to where we can help them. And as he pushes in, we wait to try to get around the corner, we get the shot out, and bonk, third of his health gone, and knocked out a torp tube. But, can our destroyers be useful during this match? That is the question. We have 3 more, right? We had 1 dummy, surely there can't be more, right? 25% of the destroyers in this lobby are just not ideal, right? But the other 75% will make up for it, because clearly, that's how this works. Now, obviously, we're just spreading the love as only Conqueror does, which is just start shooting at everything and hope for the best. Oh, look! Another destroyer gets torpedoed by a Shimakaze by sitting in a smoke screen. Who could have seen that coming? Oh, but that's only 50%. 50% of the destroyers on my team are complete numpties. It's fine. It's fine. We still got 50% left. Surely those other 2 destroyers will make up for the ineptitude of the previous 2 destroyers, right? Surely that will be a thing. Now, as we continue to burn the world, Michelangelo's getting a heaping helping of some spicy meatballs sent out by the Conqueror, and he's not enjoying it, so he's running away. We are trying to get around this island, which we tactically beached on, and by tactically beached, I mean it just kind of jumped out in front of me. But fortunately, there's nothing to really worry about. GK's now rushing into our team like a complete goober, and he's got 2 battleships and the Michelangelo on our team right there to send him to the Shadow Realm. So while they're doing that, I'm trying to get these god-awful turrets to rotate so that I can continue to burn the world. And as Michelangelo tries to evac the area, we're going to try to get a shot off at him. Now, unfortunately, I don't really have a shot at the destroyer that is spotted right now. We get set on fire by the enemy Yamato, and I'm just like, whatever. We get a double fire on the Michelangelo, but he puts it out. And you can see my Awami's kind of pushing up, trying to get himself into a position. And Yamato's just sitting there, right? Like, Yamato is just like, oh, I can't be bothered to actually do anything else. So he's shooting HE out of his Yamato, which is hilariously stupid in its own right? Because, you know, Yamatoing is hard. It's so difficult to shoot AP at everything and just do a gajillion damage every time you hit it. Just like it's so difficult to play the Conqueror and shoot HE at everything and do a gajillion damage to everything you hit. It's so difficult. But that was the whole point, and down goes Michelangelo to the Shimakaze on the right flank. And I gotta give a shout out to that Shimakaze on that right flank. That guy is an absolute monster of a problem. But Smolin starts to creep forward, and you can see he's thinking about it, right? Like, you can tell when a destroyer player is about to throw their health away. And as much as I wanted to shoot Yama there, he's still burning, and this small end is clearly showing himself. You can see I'm trying to get my my teammates' attention here in the Awami. I'm like, okay, I might not kill him here, so get ready. And so we take the shot, and of course Conqueror kills him. I mean, Conqueror is one of the most prolific anti-destroyer battleships when it comes to just deleting destroyers, even if they're full health, if you're close enough. But the caveat to that is you have to see them to get rid of them. I know it's a crazy concept, but that is the caveat. But we still have 2 destroyers left, so that's good news, right? We've got a Kleber and an Adriatico. So 2 prolific anti-destroyer destroyers that can easily continue to put a beat down on the enemy ships. We get another fire on the Yamato. And as we're trying to creep in, that's when the Awami decides to go in front of us. He's going like quarter speed, and he can't figure out how to turn his ship. But Yama is just sitting there bow tanking us. We're going to go ahead and shoot for the superstructure this time, do as much damage as I hopefully can. And we get another double fire on the Yamato. Now, as we do that, I'm trying to let the Awami go because I don't want to be anywhere near this guy. He's a problem. And Schroeder is just sitting here full broadside. Now, there are times where you should load AP, and as much as I wish I had AP loaded, I don't have it loaded because I'm just so used to having to shoot HE all the time at most targets. But we go ahead, reach out, smash the side of this Schroeder, get a fire in the process. They're shooting HE at a Conqueror, which is just hilarious. Like, unless you're another Conqueror, don't shoot HE at a Conqueror. The reason being is it's simply going to out-heal everything you do to it when you're shooting HE. Now, the Yamato finally smartens up and goes, maybe AP's the better option. Now, I waste a heal here because I thought that the Yamato at this angle was going to do much more damage, but fortunately he did not. And we get some more fires on him in the process, bringing us up to 14 fires, right? Now look at our 2 destroyers right in the middle of 1 destroyer, right? Or right next to 1 destroyer. We have 2 destroyers versus their 1 destroyer. And the Kleber is engaging the destroyer that's in front of us. And what does he do? He leaves him alive. That's what he does. He leaves him alive. He lets him go. I cannot fathom why this Kleber decided to do what he does next. Now, actually, I can fathom it. He sees a broadside battleship, he YOLOs in and tries to torpedo broadside battleship. But, unfortunately for him, there was a second destroyer there, and you're in the neighborhood, right? So, at this point, your goal should be to simply get the f*** out of there. Now, Awami kills the Yamato. The Schroeder is still there, but Awami, again, should be able to kill the Schroeder. The Schroeder has no hit points, right? Z-44 comes out and torpedoes a third destroyer. 3 out of the 4 destroyers on my team were torpedoed by other destroyers. If you can't see the stupidity involved in that statement alone, you have no business being in a destroyer ever. Just stay out of them, right? Like, if you're getting torpedoed at that rate, there are 4 of you in the lobby, and 3 of you get torpedoed. That's just ineptitude. You don't need to be in a destroyer. Pick something else. Seriously. If you can't play a destroyer, pick something else. There are other classes. I mean, if you can't play a destroyer, then you're probably going to struggle with everything else too. But now I'm in trouble, right? My Adriatico is behind me. I've got a Shima and a Z44 out in front of me. And I have no idea where they are. I mean, I have an idea of where the Z44 is, but I have no idea where the Shima went. I know he's nearby. And while we're trying to get rid of this Yamato by burning him to the ground, as Conquerors do, there's not much I can do, but our team is still losing on points here. So we need to try to survive, but I can't commit to a full turn away as we take a torpedo here. I can't commit to the full turn until this Yamato's dead, right? Like, if I go broadside to a Yamato, I die. That's just how this works. And with 2 destroyers in close proximity to me, I'm gonna be in trouble. They have 3 DDs left. We have 1. My Adriatico ends up torping me. And there are 2 destroyers close by, right? We know there are 3 total in the lobby, but there are 2 of them close by. But as we turn to run, I'm trying to get away from these guys, right? Like, we know that we are currently winning on points. So all we have to do is not go crazy and we can win. We just got to survive, right? So if we start kiting away, as a battleship should, we should be able to stay out of trouble. Our Adriatico is actually going to put himself in position to potentially counter a destroyer, which is great for our team, because we know that the one Shima has no health, but of course the Iwami goes down. Shocker. Gets torpedoed. And as I'm trying to turn and run away, I'm still detected because, again, there are destroyers right on top of us. Turns out there are all 3 of the destroyers on top of us. The Shima stud that's been a problem the entire game. Oh, look, it's Podge. We know Podge. Goodbye, Podge. But, unfortunately, our Adriatico is not going to be able to take out the Z44, and he ends up getting torpedoed as well. So, 4 for 4. 4 destroyers in the match, 4 of them get torpedoed. Now, I will give the Adriatico some credit. He was at least semi-competent, and you can only do so much if you YOLO rush after a Kleber, and Kleber is able to drop torps at that range. But unfortunately for me, I was not aware that there was another Shima on the backside of us, and Shima is going to yeet our health. And before I can turn the ship, he's got the 3rd set there too. So, unfortunately, this one ends with an unfortunate scenario of just all destroyers on one team being useful and all the destroyers on the other team not so much. Again, we had 1 out of 4 that were competent. The rest of them just got yeeted at their first opportunity. But this underscores the fact that, like, if you've got a destroyer, like, you've got to play smart. You can't just sit sideways in the spawn and wait to die. And you can see me and the Adriatico talking here. I got a chat. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. There are 4 of you in the lobby. And he's like, dude, it wasn't me, Spartan. I'm like, dude, I know. You were the last one alive. You were the one person that wasn't a problem. But if we had any destroyers other than the Adriatico that had more than 1 brain cell, we win this match. And it's not even close. I did 250,000 damage, which isn't that impressive when you think about it in the Conqueror, and I think he even brought that up at the time. But it's not that impressive in the Conqueror. But just think of how far apart this game would be if I hadn't done 250,000 damage. Like, think of how backwards this game would be. But at the end of the day, Yamato, there's only so much you can do. We can't see him, we can't shoot him, right? They just sit out there and they reload their torpedoes and they're a problem. And that is the end of the game for our team as Yamato gets torpedoed as well. But I truly hope that this shows and underscores the fact for these freaking destroyer players as we finish with a high cal Confederate Witherer, top of the leaderboard, 2,000 base XP and a loss. Like, the only people on their team that was able to do anything were the destroyers. They had 3 of them on their team, and between the 3 of them, they got 9 kills. Our team, we had 2 kills between our destroyers. I lied. We had 1 kill between our destroyers. The rest of our destroyers did absolutely nothing. And for the most part, the rest of our team did absolutely nothing. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you guys think these matches are as painful as I do? Like, it's just so hard to watch so many people be so incompetent. And I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think. And if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.